I've just been watching this guy on YouTube who is actually banned on YouTube, but here he was on YouTube. He's an American gentleman. He's about 24 years old. He's very young, actually very naive as well, and loves communism, loves Xi Jinping, doesn't like the American government, hates democracy, and promotes communism as being the best in the world, saying that his grandparents, for example, were working hand in hand with the Russians with World War II. Well, I think he needs to learn more about World War II, especially the end between the Eastern Front and the Western Front. But he's naive, and it's sort of like, well, he says he's a communist. He's proud to be a communist, but he's also a patriot of the United States of America. Now, let's do the reality of things. Do you really like your government? And the answer is going to be no. Yeah, it's the same in the UK, it's the same in America. You just tolerate it, you pay your taxes, you have a house, you have a car, you have a bit of money, you can have a beer or two, go on holiday. Hey, you're relatively happy, and these are the moments that you look forward to, but you do have to support your government. It's the same anywhere else. But this guy would say that the American government is really bad. Well, hey, every government is bad. But he really loves the Putin regime. He really loves the communist regime in China. He doesn't talk much about Vietnam, and that is a communist country, but that is communism working well because it mixes in perfectly with capitalism. And there's very few restrictions in Vietnam. You can go to YouTube, you can go to Twitter. In China, you can't. So this guy, to me, is, I don't know. He feels like in one way that he's brainwashed, or his ideology is totally wrong. Now, he is in America, and he does have the freedom of speech, and perfectly by law he can say, I love communism, it's fine. The same as some people may say, I love Joe Biden, that's fine. Everyone is an individual. But when he promotes the wrong thing, okay, he can promote it, that's totally legal. He's going to lose a lot of friends. And there's only going to be a handful of friends that he's going to have, because who wants to be a communist? Yeah? You see places like China in a way that it's all developed, it's got shiny, flashy disco lights, but behind the scenes of it all, the hacking into the United Kingdom Ministry of Defense, the kind of scandals, the Uyghurs, all the things that you could get the evidence from real people who have actually really experienced it. So therefore, this guy, Jackson Hinkle, or whatever his name is actually promoting this. And I don't have respect for him. In a way that, don't you want freedom? Don't you want people in Russia to say, I don't like Putin, like you can say it in America? So you're mixing both worlds and taking advantage of it. But what about the people who do live in Russia, who do hate Putin? What about the people who live in China? I spoke to someone yesterday in China. He was from Chongqing, very nice guy indeed. And he said, oh, I really hate Mao Zedong. 40 years old. He knew about it. He may have lived a little bit in that era as well. But they can't say, I hate Xi Jinping. It has to be kept quiet. And that's what he's promoting in that way. So I've listened to about 5 minutes of the interview. I basically wanted to kill him because it's just so wrong. And in fact, in a way, I feel sorry for him that you have a viral video. You have 2.6 million subscribers on Twitter. This is going to be short-lived. You're just going to be a flash in the pan, and people are going to forget about you because you're going to have less friends, because you're promoting the wrong ideology. Communism is bad. Democracy is people, real people. I believe in democracy. I would say most of my subscribers believe in democracy as well. You may not like your government, but you have the right to tell that you don't like your government. Joe Biden is an arsehole, for example. Donald Trump is king. The Prime Minister of England, he's absolutely useless. This is democracy right now. You can't do that in Russia. You can't say to people in a bar, oh, this Putin guy, Lashtovia, and the secret police are listening. You'll get a knock on the door. It's the same in China. There are so many snitches, and these snitches will not be bitches. They will be rewarded. So when they hear something negative in a public place, hey, they're going to knock on your door as well, which is sort of like wrong. And this guy is promoting it. There are many problems in the world, granted. We all have our own kind of problems, granted. There are some things we cannot say. Like in Thailand, for example, you can't say anything bad about the royal family. The same in the Sultanate of Brunei. You can't say anything bad. But that's sort of like a different story there. In China, you can't say anything bad about the government. In Russia, I'm not too sure, but you shouldn't say anything bad about Putin. If it gets heard, then you may have some problems. In the UAE, you have the prince, one of the richest men in the world, possibly the richest, the crown prince of the United Arab Emirates. You can't say anything bad about him in that country, but outside of that country, you can. Guess what? Now we're dealing with democracy, and that's what democracy is. There are many people who manipulate words. Even the Chinese dictionary or the Chinese search engine would change the meaning of democracy. Go to the Oxford Concise Dictionary, which will give you the true meaning, the only meaning. Democracy has one meaning and one meaning only. Don't believe anyone else. Don't believe me. Go to the dictionary, go to Webster, go to Cambridge, go to Oxford, go to Collins, and it will give you the one true meaning of democracy, period. So these kind of people are sort of dangerous, but it will be fly by night. He will just disappear into the past. No one's going to listen to him. He's going to run out of money, and basically he'll be working in a supermarket like Walmart in the future. I hope so. Something good for him, yeah? Instead of this kind of like political absolute BS about communism is fantastic and democracy is rubbish. I'm going to leave it there for today. You can say I'm a little bit angry with this. He is really an idiot. Yeah, I will call him an idiot. And I hope he watches this video, and maybe he will call me an idiot as well. Hey, at least we have something in common. Bye for now. Thank you very much.